childhood experiences. In our childhood years are our most formative years, and they play a significant role in shaping our behaviors and our reactions. Welcome back to another episode of Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. I'm your host, Lori McAfee, and today we're going to dive into a topic that touches every fabric of our lives, and that is recurring patterns. You don't know what you don't know, and I didn't know that I had these recurring patterns until it was addressed. And so today, I hope you join me as we travel down the road of self-awareness, growth, and finding our inner peace. So, what are recurring patterns? Well, I'm going to give you an example, and I want you to imagine that you're in a forest, and so you're walking along and you take a trail, but you end up at the same crossroad that you left. So you take another trail. Again, same crossroad. This is what it looks like in our lives. It's cycles, habits, or situations that we find ourselves in repeatedly. They can be behavioral, like procrastinating on a task, or situational, such as ending up in another toxic relationship that you just got out of. So that is what recurring patterns look like. For me personally, what it looked like was my shoes. Yeah, shoes. I was walking into church one day and my friend said, "Hey, how are you?" And I said, "Fine." And she said, "No, you're not." No, yes, I am. She said, "No, you aren't." She said, "Because of your shoes, you have on flats." And I said, "Flats? What in the world does that have to do with whether I'm in a good mood or not and whether I'm okay?" And she said, "Well, I always notice that if it's been a good day for you or if you have everything's going okay, you either wear wedges or heels. If not, you wear flats. And today it must have been really rough because you have on the flattest flats." And so I laughed, but it also made me pay attention to the things that I did when I was triggered, to the reactions that I would have. And so it is essential to knowing ourselves that we learn how to recognize these recurring patterns. And does it mean to recognize recurring patterns? Well, it's acknowledging frequent recurring reactions and behaviors. So, bad day, flat shoes. And sometimes we can assess a situation carefully and we respond thoughtfully, but we're frequently running on autopilot. So we react unconsciously based on a habit. And it's in part because of our brain, the way it's wired and the way that it forms and follows neural pathways. And so when it's left unconscious, these patterns, they actually can affect us mentally, physically, and emotionally. And so we need to create new neural pathways, closing those old ones down so that we are able to have positive and the outcome that we want in situations when we're triggered. And so patterns are not one size fits all, and the root of them are one of three things I found. Childhood experiences. In our childhood years are our most formative years, and they play a significant role in shaping our behaviors and our reactions. Or coping mechanisms. Coping mechanisms are patterns that are formed for protective measures, and it's our brain's way of shielding us from pain and uncertainty. And then there's belief systems. And over time, we build these beliefs about ourselves, about others, about the world. And these beliefs can perpetuate patterns, even if they no longer serve us. So it really is so vital that we are reminded and that we recognize these patterns when we're triggered. And that's the first step in breaking free of them. And so just as my friend noticed that I wore flats when it wasn't a good day. Now, when I'm not having the best of days, and I still do, I don't wear flats. I wear flats a lot more often now because I'm older and my feet hurt, but it's not because of whatever type of mood or something that's going on that day. But one thing you can do is be mindful. Pay close attention to the moments where you feel intense emotions and where you find yourselves in an unwanted situation. When I do this, the three things that I do that helps me so much is I always ask myself, what am I feeling? What choices do I have? And what do I want the outcome to be? Those three things make such a big difference in my reaction or my response to triggers and situations. And then there's self-reflection. So I'll think through situations, and if I didn't respond or react in the way that was healthy, then I think about those and I want to know why I reacted the way that I did and what would be a healthier response so that everyone in the situation or everything could benefit. And something else is visualization. I'm really big on visualizing a situation. So often we visualize situations that we're going into that we know would be a trigger to us, and some things you can't avoid. And when we know that, we already play out that scene in our head of what's going to happen. Or when this happens, this is the reaction that someone's going to have. Well, what if it's not? So what if you visualize it from the standpoint of the way you want the outcome to be? And it may not, but you can control your side of that response or that outcome. And so it's so important that when we visualize something that we imagine it being the healthier version. There is a lot of power behind mental rehearsal. It can help you in real life situations. And these things are just a few things that really help me to be able to recognize patterns. And something else is that whenever we recognize patterns, we also, in ourselves, we're also able to see them in people and to help people through those times. And to teach them and to help them to be mindful of this during those moments. True transition is breaking old habits, but creating new ones is what it's all about. And we want to break those old ones. We want to create new ones, not just behavior modification, but true transformation. That's where you're going to find that inner peace. And that stems from understanding and accepting our imperfections and making conscious choices. And so to reach that inner peace, to make those conscious choices, and for true transformation, gratitude, focus on the positive of life. Meditation and pray, that helps to keep you grounded and in tune with your thoughts and emotions. Stay positive. You can't change the past. The future isn't guaranteed. You have to live in the now and the present. Staying positive is not the answer to everything. You do have to sit in those feelings a lot of times. And so I understand that. So there are times that we're going to feel that negative pull. But still keep in mind, you can't change the past. The future hasn't happened. So live in the now and embrace change. Resistance or fear, we see those as obstacles a lot of times whenever we need to actually look at those as opportunities, and we need to come at that with gratitude. Life is a beautiful journey full of colorful experiences, and recognizing and gracefully addressing our recurring patterns allow us to weave a life story that reflects the true spirit and potential of who we are. Remember, every moment is a chance to choose differently, to grow, and to move closer into the person that you were created to be, which is having inner peace. So that is all today that we're going to talk about for recurring patterns. And I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Get Your Rear in Gear with Lori. And until next time, keep being kind to yourself, keep growing, keep moving forward to become the person that you were created to be. Life is an intricate tapestry woven from the threads of imperfection and resilience. And in a world that often feels broken and empty, Burning Hope introduces us to two souls navigating the fierce waters of love and faith. Though punctuated by familiar pangs of betrayal and longing, their journey is a testament of God's love and power. As they grasp the scars of their past, they discover true redemption and hope. It often arises from the most unexpected places. Through the twists and turns of their love story, this novel beautifully encapsulates the eternal battle between worldly temptations and the comforting, safe embrace of faith. As one who believes that all things are possible, I dive deep into the healing touch of love, that hope is an anchor for our soul, the transformative power of grace, and discover a tale that affirms it's never too late to find your purpose and embrace the life you're meant to live. You may pre-order Burning Hope beginning Tuesday, October the 17th on Amazon.